Every lead that you don't call within 5 minutes of them submitting an inquiry has a 21 times lower chance of conversion. If you're calling manually, you're literally watching 95% of your potential revenue disappear. Here's the exact system that fixes that issue for you. I built AI voice agents that have qualified 200 plus leads for my clients, and not one person out of 50 plus live calls realized that they were speaking to AI. My name is Nemisi, and for the better part of a past year, I've been showing business owners how to automate parts of their operations with custom AI solutions that actually work. In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up an AI voice agent that's able to qualify leads within 60 seconds of them submitting an inquiry. And I'll show you exactly how to make it sound so natural that they'll think it's your best sales rep.
From Dynasty Real Estate. Thanks for reaching out on our website about our real estate services. Is now a good time? Got it. So you're looking for a villa with at least 4 bedrooms, ideally 6, and space for 3 garages?
We'll cover the psychology behind speed to lead. I'll walk you through a variation of the system which I built for a real estate client, and at the end I'll give you the complete templates and prompts so you can go ahead and build this automation out for yourself. Plus, I'll show you the shocking difference in adoption rates between the US and South Africa and why that can be your biggest advantage. So let's get into the video. So that being said, let's look at AI voice agents, the silent revolution which is currently happening right now, and how small businesses can qualify leads much faster and increase their conversion rates through speed to lead. So let's look at the real reality check right here. An MIT study revealed that if you respond to leads within 5 minutes of them submitting an inquiry, whether it be on your website, a Facebook ad, wherever, as long as they're interacting with your business, you're 21 times more likely to convert rather than waiting, say, 30 minutes, where the average response time is an hour plus. So if you get back to your leads within 5 minutes of them submitting a form, you're showing them 1, great customer service, and 2, you're just benefiting yourself in the long run because the chance of you converting them are that much higher. Let's also look at another shocking stat when it comes to speed to lead. The first response wins. 78% of customers buy from whoever responds first. That is massive. So to put in the perspective of a customer, say that you're looking for pool cleaning services, or you're looking for a realtor to sell your house, or real estate agency, whatever. You're obviously going to be shopping around looking for different companies, firms, etc. Where the industry average response time is somewhere like an hour, you're responding to them in 5 minutes. So 1, you're already beating 90% of the competition, and 78% of the leads which come your way will be converted because you responded first. That's a huge stat and a very big unlock for businesses. Now let's also look at the cost of waiting. Say in between 0 and 5 minutes of them submitting an inquiry, your conversion rate is 21 times more likely, but just waiting that little bit more after 5 minutes, your conversion rate drops dramatically. You're already sitting on a conversion rate of 6 times as likely, and 30 plus minutes, where most businesses are currently, the conversion rate drops to 1, just industry average. So if you want to be here, the possibilities are there, the technology is there, and you can utilize this technology to be the very few businesses which are responding to leads within 5 minutes of them submitting forms. This is the results that I saw for a real estate agency where I was doing speed to lead, running Facebook ads and everything like that. So before the AI voice agent, there's a 2 to 4 hour response time, inconsistent follow-up, missed opportunities, and in real estate that's a massive thing. And after the AI voice agent implementation, you get automated immediate responses, 60-second response times. They get inquired and get engaged immediately as they inquire. 24/7 availability. They're always available to answer these calls. It doesn't matter if 5 people are inquiring at the exact same time. The AI voice agent is able to speak directly to each one of them. And also there's consistent qualification, because we're using systemized prompts and structured prompts that the AI voice agent will always follow. So if you can really hone in on that prompt and maybe include some of your best sales scripts, it'll follow that to a T. And the real result, 50 plus leads filtered and qualified within seconds. And now let's go to the elephant in the room and what I'm hearing from most businesses, because I've spoken to businesses and they're quite hesitant on AI voice agents and they want about a few things. Now let me address those. The robot myth. People think that AI voice agents sound like those spam callers who are like saying, press 1 now to redeem your no. These are very intelligent, natural sounding systems that 50 plus people couldn't even tell were AI, right? The technology has come so far and almost no one can recognize the difference between an AI voice agent and a real human sales rep, which is quite scary, but these are the times that we're living in right now. And I also want to talk about the US market explosion with AI voice agents. The adoption of voice agents is really on an uptick right now, and that is represented by this 1.2 billion market size in 2024 alone. And 22% of Y Combinator's companies focus on voice AI. That's massive, and that definitely indicates where the future is going. And in contrast to the US's adoption of AI, I want to highlight how South Africa has the opportunity gap right now. As you've seen, the US market, mass adoption is happening right now. Thousands of companies and billions of dollars is being invested into AI voice. Whereas Africa is still 2 to 3 years behind the curve. Not many companies right now are using AI voice agents to engage their leads. And that presents a massive opportunity for South African businesses to get ahead of the curve and adopt the technology now. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the tutorial and set up your AI voice agent. So there are a couple of platforms that we're going to be using to build out this AI voice agent system. Firstly is Vapi. We're using Vapi for the AI voice agents. The reason I'm using Vapi over Retail AI or other providers is because Retail AI only has US number support, so you can only add a US number and call US numbers, and if you're not from the States, that's a bit of an issue. So we're using Vapi for that reason. It's great. There's no really real difference from my experience. And then we're also using N8N for tool calling and for starting the call because we're making outbound calls. And we're going to have everything in an interface on Airtable like this, and I'll be giving you a prompt to set this up with Airtable's Omni AI agent. We have each inquiry come in, and you'll have a call log where you'll be able to see the calls and hear all of the responses. So, and then we're using Twilio for the number and SMS. Let's get straight into setting up the templates that are in the description for N8N. So to get started with the templates that are in the description down below, what you're going to do is go to the 3 dots at the top right here. You're going to import from file, and you're going to have access to this very Google Drive folder where you've got 2 JSON files, which will import the workflows into your N8N. So we're just going to start with the start call template here, and it's going to populate itself. And I'm just going to explain a few things here and what we need to set up. So on the real estate form submission, just basically getting information to contact the lead. This is probably something that you would want to replace with custom form on your website or a Facebook ad. It follows the same functionality, but I'm just using N8N form here just for convenience sake. You just got a whole bunch of general information, nothing important is going on there. And next we have the Airtable. We'll walk into setting up the Airtable next. You've just got this wait step here, and there's some variables which we need to fill here. For example, the assistant ID, the phone ID, the app ID, and table ID. Once we have that, we've got this make a call to Vapi. I'll kind of walk you through setting up your bearer auth for Vapi, your assistant ID, and everything like that here, as well as the first message and the specific variables which you need to fill out here. And lastly, these are just the same 2 things. So now let's set up the Airtable base and finish off this workflow. You're going to want to head over to Airtable here, and you're just going to click this create button in the bottom left, and you're going to build an app with Omni. And the prompt that we're going to use is going to be in the description down below in the same file where you downloaded the templates. So we're just going to paste it in right here, and we're just creating 2 tables and the interface. So you can just build it right there, and it's going to go ahead and build out this system for us. And you can see it is finishing up with the first field here. We're going to delete these because you need to pay for that, but we're not paying for these agent fields, but you can keep them if you find them useful. It's going to go ahead and create the phone calls system or the phone call table, and literally everything there, exactly as you saw in the beginning. So we're going to wait for this to finish, and we're going to jump straight back into the N8N workflow. Oh, and it's actually finished right now. And we're going to go to data. You can close this off, and this is everything that we need. So we're going to go into our N8N, and we're going to set up a few things here. So in the new lead, we're going to now use the table which was just created. So let me just get that base name, lead management demo. So we're just going to search that demo right there, lead management demo. And yeah, so we're going to have it be the inquiries table. I'm just going to refresh this, refresh column list. And yeah, so there you have everything that you need. We can just remove this, remove that, remove that. We can remove these as well. So that is that node set up. And for the variables that we need to set up, we're going to be populating the original table. So we're going to need to get the app ID and the table ID. I'm going to show you exactly how to get that. So you're going to come into the inquiries table, because this is where the new leads are going to be created. And you're going to grab a few things here. So you're going to go to the link of this specific table, and this is the app ID right there, and this is the table ID straight after the backslash. So you're going to head over to init. I'm going to paste them in respectively. So the app ID, we're just going to place that there and just remove this table ID, but copy it in the meantime. And I'm going to paste the table ID right here and just remove that /. So that's that set up. And now we are going to make a call to Vapi, and I'll set that up just now. But you need to set up this other record here. So we're going to go to demo, connect that, and we're going to choose phone calls here. I'm just going to refresh this columns, and we're only going to be using call ID, and you can delete the other fields for now. And then we're going to link the record into Airtable. And the authentication which you're going to use the same authentication which you used for the Airtables. So you're going to come into your HTTP node, predefined credential type, and you're just going to search Airtable, and it's going to be Airtable Personal Access Token API, and then you're all good to go. So if you want to know exactly how to connect your Airtable API into init, you can go to this specific timestamp in this particular video. So now that this table is set up, we can just give it a name. You can say start call or start call. Don't know why that popped up. I can just delete it. And now we can head over to Vapi and build out this voice agent. So you can just open dashboard right here. So this is the Vapi dashboard, and probably the first thing I want to go ahead and do is connect our phone number into Vapi. So to do that, we're going to go to phone numbers on the left here. You're going to create a new phone number, and you're going to probably import a Twilio number. So let me show you how you can import your Twilio number now. So you're going to head over to Twilio. You can start for free and use a trial number, or you can buy a number outright. So I'm just going to log in right here. So this is your Twilio, and to buy a phone number that you can use on Vapi and use to send out SMSs in init, what you're going to do is go to the console on the left here, and you go to the phone numbers tab. You're going to click on it. You're going to go to manage, and you can go to buy a number right there. And then you can use whatever country you want to use. You can use the United States, South Africa, wherever. They've got a whole host of numbers, but I just want to make sure that there is voice and SMS capability with that particular number. And you can also use the trial account number that they give you, but just when you call that number, you'll first hear this is a trial account in a robot voice that is not like the AI voice agent which you're building right now. So you're going to use that, and you're going to set that up. You're going to go to active numbers. So now that you bought your number in Twilio, to link it to Vapi, you're just going to use the correct country code, for example, South Africa here, and you're going to go to that number that is in Twilio. You're going to paste it right there. And to get the account SID and auth token, I'll show you that. Head over to Twilio. You're going to copy this account SID and auth token and paste it right here in the Vapi interface. So now that you have your number set up, you'll have a number that you can use to call inbound and outbound calls. So we're going to head over to assistants now, and you're going to create an assistant right there. You can label this assistant whatever. I'm just going to name it YT demo. I'm just going to name it Andrew. And you can use blank template because I'll be giving you a prompt that you can use quite easily. So we're going to create this assistant, and we can close this off now. And we're going to grab, the first thing that we're going to do is going to grab the assistant ID here, and we're going to put that into the init workflow. So we're going to come to init. You're going to come to set variables right here. And this assistant ID that you just copied from the top left, I'll just go back and show you exactly. You're going to paste it right here. So you're going to delete that placeholder and place this assistant ID right there. And I'll show you where to get that. It's going to be under the assistant's name. So YT demo Andrew, this ID right here. That's what you're copying and pasting into init. And the next variable that we need to set up in init is this phone ID. So now to get the phone ID that we need to input into this field right here, you're going to go to Vapi, you're going to go to your phone numbers, and you're going to go to the number that you just bought. And in the top right here will be your phone ID. You're just going to copy that to your clipboard, head back to init, and you're just going to paste it in this phone ID place right here. So I'm going to paste that there. It'll be blurred out for you. So you just got to set up one more thing before we get into the actual voice agent prompting. What we're going to do is set up the authentication for this HTTP request. So you're going to click on this HTTP request, and you see where it says bearer auth right here. You're going to add your own bearer auth. You're going to create a new credential, label it a Vapi connection or whatever you want to connect, label it. Head over back to your Vapi, and you're going to see here where it says Vapi API keys. You're going to copy this API key. I'm not going to copy mine, but you're going to head over to n8n and it's going to paste it in right there, and you'll be connected to Vapi with your API key. So I'm just going to close that off because I've already got mine there. And yeah, we're basically finished with that. So that is this workflow setup. Now we can move on to the prompting of the AI voice agent. So what we're going to do here is paste in the prompt that's in the description down below, and we're going to walk through some of the settings here and the prompt in depth. But let's look at the settings first. So we're going to make sure that it's GPT-4o cluster. The assistant speaks first, but we'll override that later because of the HTTP call. I'll come back to the prompt. Just make sure that the max tokens are 120, because when you have longer tokens, the agents start to ramble a bit and they don't pause. And just drop that temperature to 0.4. Voice configuration, you can use 11 labs here, or you can use Vapi. From my experience, Elliot is a great sounding voice, and you'll kind of hear that. And we can also go to additional configuration. We can add a default background sound. You can have Office. I like Office. And the transcriber we can leave as is. We don't need to change anything there. Go to tools. We'll come back and we'll create the specific send booking link SMS tool here. But for now we can leave it blank. Custom functions, that's not going to be there. Predefined functions, we don't need anything there. Have summary, leave as is. Success evaluation, leave as is. Structured data, we don't need to extract structured data here. Privacy, if you need to disable audio recording and anything like that, you can just remove that, but I'm just going to leave it as is. Start speaking plan, I'm going to use these settings right here. Smart endpointing, you want to use live kit, and you will use the aggressive, actually normal setting, because that's what I've used in my previous builds. Voicemail detection, we can turn that on and use Vapi and leave the settings as default because they're quite good. Stop speaking plan, leave it as is, it's quite good. Cool timeout settings, you might just want to drop the silence or maximum duration, but I think Vapi's template setup is quite good. Key pad input settings, we don't need input settings. And messaging is where we need to set up a few things. So we're going to remove all of these client updates, so you can just untick all of them. And there's 2 server messages that we need to send to the webhook that we'll set up just now. And those messages are end of call report and status updates. So we can leave status updates and remove and end of call report and remove everything else. So we don't need tool calls. We're going to be using the specific tool for that, and we can leave it at that. You can have a custom end message, also a custom voicemail message, but I'm just going to leave it default just for this tutorial. So once you made all of those changes, we can just come here and just click publish. That will save it. So now let me walk you through this particular voice agent prompt. So we're just giving it a role, saying you're Andrew, a friendly professional real estate assistant, calling on behalf of Dynasty Real Estate. If you know GTA 5, you know GTA 5. You're expected to make callers feel comfortable while efficiently qualifying real estate leads and booking appointments. Your approach is helpful, empathetic, and always clear. We give it a task, and we give it an outline to the process. Confirm the details because it's an inbound lead. We just need to qualify them quickly. We screen them with a criteria. You might have a different qualification criteria, but this is just a demo. You can get really granular on this, but I'm just keeping it light here. And then we're choosing the book appointment, and we're just telling it how it can book an appointment if the lead is qualified. We're sending them a calendar invite, just a Calendly link to the SMS where they can go ahead and select a time that works best for them. From my experience of using Google like Calendar, it doesn't really work in production because the agents mess up quite a bit. And yeah, we just give it some business context. Make sure you fill this up with your own business context. And the last part, which I really want to highlight here, is how we're going to add dynamic variables into this AI voice assistant. So here is the leads information, and this will be dynamically filled when we use that HTTP request that you saw in n8n. So you just got the name, outcome, location, and budget. So if you want to add any dynamic variable here, what you need to basically do is have these 2 curly braces, as you can see there, and add a name for the bracket or the variable. Say I want to have a color variable. You're going to have it like that, but then in your HTTP request, you're going to make sure that in assistant overrides, which I'll show you just now, that you have a color key, and then you'll have a value associated with that key. So I'm just going to delete that for now. So that is basically the assistant almost fully set up. We just need to hook up a tool. And to do that, we need to head back over to N8N and set up the other template. So we can just save this right now and we can set up that template. So this is a new workflow. You want to head over to import from file. And this time we're going to be importing the tool calls template. So I've got some important variables to copy if this ever gets lost, just so you don't have to keep rerunning this to set up some of the things which are happening here. So we're going to get this webhook and we're going to head over back to Vapi and just use it for the server messages. Head over back down to the server URL. You're going to paste that in there. Just make sure you save that and head back to N8N. I'm just going to set up a few things here. So we need to set up this Twilio account here. So to do that, what you're going to do is click on this Twilio. It's just a pre-templated message you can see here saying hi to the name. This is Andrew here. Here is a booking link for the consultation we spoke about, and it's just a Calendly booking link. I've just used my Calendly booking link here, but you can dynamically fill this out. And we just say see you soon. So let me show you how you can connect your Twilio account to N8N. So you're going to click create new credential here. You can head over to your Twilio. Similar to what we did in Vapi, you're going to copy the account SID and copy the auth token. Head over to Vapi, or N8N rather. Paste them to right there, respectively. Paste the account SID right here and the auth token right there. And you can just save and exit there. You might as well just change this message here because it's quite templated, but change it to your use case. So now we can actually set up the tool in Vapi, which will send the SMS live to the lead on the call. So to do that, let's head over to Vapi, go to the tool section on the left right here. I'm going to create a tool. I'm going to label it custom tool and create that. It's been created. We can give it a name. We can say booking underscore tool 2 because I've just got this previous one. I don't want to get them confused. Add a description. Say just use this tool to send the booking link to the lead, and we'll say if qualified. And we don't need to have asynchronous or strict, but we do need to add a parameter, add a property, and you're going to label this property key name, and you're going to keep it a string value, and you're going to say the name of the lead and make sure that it is required right there. And then the server settings, we're going to head over back to the N8N workflow and you're going to grab this webhook ID right here. And you're going to paste that webhook ID right there. And what we can do is just make sure you also apply this up here, otherwise it will get lost. So the next thing that we're going to set up is the messages, and that's basically what the voice agent is going to say once the SMS has gone through. So to do that, we're going to click on add messages right there and request complete. And the message that we can say is something like the S-M-S. That just makes sure that the AI agent pronounces it correctly. Has been sent to your number and should arrive soon. And we can just click save right there. So with that set up, we've just got one more change to make and we're ready to demo out the system. So let's head over to our N8N and we can head over just back to that start call workflow. And we just need to edit one thing in here, and that is this JSON body. So we're gonna replace the first message. You can have the assistant name be whatever you want to make it. I've just got a template here, so I just name it Andrew for this agent. From company, we said Dynasty Real Estate in the prompt, so we can just have Dynasty Real Estate. And saying thanks for reaching out on your website about our real estate services. Is now a good time. For example, we can have it at that. And like what I was saying in the Vapi prompt with those dynamic variables, if you want to add a new one like color, just make sure that in the variable values that you have a new key. So you'll name it color, and then your value will be blue, for example. But you just need to make sure that that key is specifically in your prompt in Vapi. So I'm just going to delete that now, and then everything else just stays the same. So we are ready to go live with the system. Okay, so now let's submit this form and start this workflow off. So we're just going to execute this workflow right now. And remember, this can be like a Facebook lead form. Get up to this scenario and it will call the leads automatically. That's what I've done in the past for my clients. Or it could specifically be like on your website, like a contact us form, and it does the same functionality. So we can just put a name in here. Let's just pretend I'm Erling Haaland, right? And I'm coming to South Africa and I want to buy a house. And my email address is e@mancity.com, and I'm looking to buy a house, let's say probably Clifton, right? For let's say 25 million rand. So we can submit that and everything should be starting now. So now we're waiting for like 60 seconds just for reasonable deniability that this is a human. So we're not calling them like 1 second after they submit the form, but 1 minute is good enough. And then I'm going to set the variable, make the phone call, and I'll be back once I get the call. So here is the phone call, as you can see, being phoned there, and we'll answer this call live.
Hi, Erling. This is Andrew from Dynasty Real Estate. Thanks for reaching out on our website about our real estate services. Is now a good time?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Great, thank you. I see you're interested in buying a property in Clifton. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Perfect. Clifton is a stunning area. Definitely one of the most sought-after spots along the coast. Just so I can best assist you, I have a few quick questions, if that's all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
First off, thank you. Are you currently working with another agent?
No, I'm not working with an agent.
All right, thanks for confirming that. And what's your desired timeline for buying a property? Are you looking to move quickly, or do you have a specific time frame in mind?
I'll probably have to wait for the Premier League season to end, and then probably buy a holiday house in Clifton, so probably in the next few months.
Got it, and that makes perfect sense. So you're looking for a holiday home in Clifton, probably sometime in the next few months, once the season wraps up? Sounds exciting. And just to get a clearer picture, can you share a bit more about what you're looking for? For example, how many bedrooms you prefer, or the type of property, like an apartment, villa, or something else?
Probably a villa, definitely. With six bedrooms, maybe 4 at minimum, with 3 garages.
Got it. So you're looking for a villa with at least 4 bedrooms, ideally 6, and space for 3 garages. Definitely sounds like a dream holiday home. And just to check, do you already have financing in place for this purchase, or would you need assistance with that?
Oh no, I'll be paying cash.
Understood. Paying cash certainly simplifies things. Erling, based on what you've shared, it sounds like you're a great fit for our services. I'd like to book a free consultation with one of our agents who specializes in Clifton properties. This will give you a chance to discuss your requirements in more detail and explore some options. I'll send you an SMS with a calendar and invite where you can select a time that's most convenient for you. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
Wonderful. Thank you, Erling. I've sent an SMS your way, and you should receive it any minute now. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Erling. Looking forward to helping you find that perfect holiday villa in Clifton. Take care.
That was an amazing call. I think it actually exceeded my expectations personally. So that is the power of AI voice agents. It's quite scary where the technology is, because in 1 minute of me submitting the form, I was qualified, I was sent a booking link, and I also got extra information which I didn't put in the form. And all of that information is in the Airtable for you to go ahead and look at. So if you want help building AI voice agent for your particular business, you can hit the first link in the description down below to book your free AI audit. We'll look at the feasibility and how AI voice agents can work for your particular business. And as promised, to get access to the templates which are used in this video, you can hit the second link in the description down below. And I've actually got a gift for the people who made it to this point in the video. I'm going to give you something better than the prompts that I used in this video. I'll be giving you a custom ChatGPT that's able to create Vapi prompts or retail prompts for your AI voice agents using the best practices for voice agent prompting. To get access to that custom ChatGPT, you can hit the third link in the description down below. If you've got any comments, questions, or concerns, you can hit the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and also the like icon. It just really does help boost the channel here. And I'll see you in the next video.